Want to play hide and seek?
Dotx, one of the second killers that are already unlocked for you, is probably one of the fastest, most effective killers you can play as. If you're a fan of Sonic.exe The Disaster, you're gonna love this character as he feels very similar to an EXE in that game. No, I've never actually played the game myself. I can safely say this is probably the best rendition of an EXE remix I've ever seen to date. But why don't I just slow down a bit and just ask the question, how does it feel to play as Dotx? Well, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Fast as heck. You can catch up with survivors lickety-split, dash out quick pressure, and still be on a roll shutting down and killing almost everybody. Like most killers, there's always going to be a counter. If I can't move heaven, I'll raise hell.
What? You thought I was just gonna stand there and take it? Gotta be quicker than that.
Oh, my back! No matter how you spin it, a Dotx with a good timing is a Dotx that's just the ultimate life form, who you just have to respect, or else you're gonna be feeling it in the morning. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Dotx. The pros. Spin dash is probably your go-to ability, and is possibly one of the most satisfying attacks you can use consistently, although hitting it is a challenge in and of itself. Turns, walls, and just good movement will shut you down fast if you're too confident. So always target somebody else if there's anyone else nearby to keep your spin dash going, and then try to go for that double hit with the spin dash. If you miss, well, just hope you stop far enough away so that survivors don't get a chance to stun you, because you can't really counter coming out of the spin dash. Speaking of counter, Faker Counter is one of the most epic things you can do as a Dotx. It's extremely difficult to know exactly when to use it once you get into the flow state. You can just play mind games with any stunner you're targeting. Usually, if you just move around in a weird pattern and set up perfectly, you can snap them back to reality in more ways than one.
Take a deep breath now.
Not only can you scare the living heck out of any stunner who dares try to stun you, you could also do the found you technique. One of Dotx's abilities allows him to fly and go invisible, allowing you to get an overhead view of the entire map to some extent, as well as making you a little bit harder to detect unless there's a Rafflepix, and no, I'm not going to give Rafflepix more attention.
Let's have a little look-see here. Let's have a little look-see here.
Anyways, when doing this though, you do set yourself up to get stunned, so be prepared for that. Now for the cons. You're just too dang fast. Sometimes you end up passing up a user's hitbox 90% of the time. The other percent of the time, you just don't feel fast enough. Although again, it all relies on ping and Wi-Fi issues. Nothing like going up against a Super Saiyan who can just teleport away from you and from your M1s. What does it say about that Dante's power level?
It's over 9,000.
Not just that, there's also a few other cons, like when using your spin dash on inclines or staircases. For some odd reason, you're just gonna keep on bouncing off of those inclines as if, you're not rolling in a ball. Like, how does this make sense? Explain, Clay Doggy. How does this make sense? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. What can I do? How can I not do this? Help me. I don't know what to do. Ah! But that's not all you have to deal with. Every killer will struggle with taking out a Fugosuki. as she has a strange hitbox sometimes. If it isn't the Fukusuki's hitbox that is giving you a hard time, it's probably the Fukusuki also using their buffs and mechanics to just avoid you at all times. And just watching that kid go at the speed of sound makes you realize, are you really even the fastest crab hit in the world? If there's somebody faster than you? Yeah, you may get traumatized once you realize there's actually people who are, well, faster than you. Well, one person is faster than you. That being...
How in the heck is this kid so fast? I hate you so much.
Ah, the wonderful and yet so difficult faker counter. What do I even need to say about it, other than it's extremely hard to play mind games sometimes with your victim? Sometimes you end up pressing spin dash on accident, or maybe you did that on purpose to try and gain more traction on whoever you're trying to kill. Unfortunately for you, if you're playing on any maps like Pursuit Cart or Nexus, it's practically impossible not to hit a wall because users will always abuse enclosed spaces, and unless you've mastered spin dash, you're just going to be crap out of luck. Not to mention, people can hit you out of the spin dash, so both faker counter and spin dash are the most predictable abilities to be prepared for because 90% of the time, users can just read you like a book and predict you unless you've gotten into their heads and proceeded to do the technique. What's that technique, you ask? Enter the pretend you got me stun. Allow a stunner to get one hit on you, and then the next time they go in for a stun, catch them off guard. Usually, you can do this pretty simply when you see how they move the first time, and you can read them the next time when they try to go in for a stun. Doing this will ensure an easy free hit, unless there's a Vinny actually doing their job, because a good Vinny will always win the game for their team if they're actually putting pressure on the killer and protecting their teammates. Though, most Vinnies might get a little bit too cocky. So if you can read them, know when they use their ability, and can time faker counter, you'll end up taking out Vinny in the process. But overall, it's definitely a funner experience to be playing as Dotx, akin to the party pony. Though there is some challenges when playing as Dotx, he takes a little bit more skill, but not as much skill as you need playing Party Pony. So, if you made it this far, congrats, man. I'm scared of you, and will never try to stun you ever. So, don't forget to thank your playthings, because you are a god of speed, and a nightmare to challenge. Now, if you'll excuse me, let me lock in. We are the Nyan Zomblings. And Nyan hungry for Nyan brains. Nyan? Oh gosh, please no. I can't take it anymore.
Memento Mei.
Thanks for playing with me.